So I'm doing a short film called Post-it Note. It is a slow-burning romance about two flatmates who never see each other due to work schedules and all of that. However, they develop a sort of friendship leaning in towards a relationship through leaving post-it notes for each other around the flat, around their house. And so they end up meeting and get to know each other more. However, there is a slight conflict where one of them is ready and open for this relationship while the other is rather consumed in work and absorbed in her phone constantly. So she denies her feelings and is quite unable to open herself up to the relationship. However, there will be a new equilibrium at the end while they're happily together, able to actually see each other. So from the brief to the film, as I said, I will be doing a romance. However, I'm very aware that romances can become quite repetitive as they've all been done before. So I'm keeping an open mind to other subgenres and all of that. With the two locations, I've selected a house/flat and a park for them to grow and develop their relationship. I've taken some strong inspiration from Moonrise Kingdom, directed by Wes Anderson. So I will be doing a similar colour grading, as you can see in this picture, and the iconic quote from Moonrise Kingdom, "I love you, but you don't know what you're talking about." I've looked into a few film festivals which I couldn't find a distinct one for specifically romance films. However, there are a few that I've listed here that have categories for romance films, and obviously won't be more than 15 minutes. I've done quite a bit of research on Wes Anderson, who is a very big inspiration for me, so I've looked at books and videos, and I will be filming in a similar style to how he does, with some inspiration of symmetry in his composition. And I will be looking into some other films, not necessarily directed by him, like Amelie. I've looked into colour theory and colour grading with different videos and websites to see which colours give what meanings in film and what different props and costumes I could be using to show different emotions without explicitly saying that. With my cast and my crew, I only have 2 roles, but have Amelia Hargreaves, who is trained in acting, and I have also worked with her on my previous FMP, so I know that she's very reliable and very determined with any role that she's given. And although it says to be decided for the second role, I have held interviews as I sent out this casting call, and I have Fraser Adams, who also went to Guildford School of Acting and has an MA in acting, and I'm very looking forward to working with him. I'm also collaborating with an emerging artist, Olivia Mallet, who has composed her own music for my film, and Alfie Crowley on sound, as I've worked with him before, and so he's also very reliable. As I said, with locations, park, so very quite aesthetically pleasing and using the natural nature colours for my film, and then the house slash flat where the characters live, and different areas will be used depending on what scene is happening. So yeah, for technical skills, I'm looking a lot at cinematography and different camera skills. I'm thinking of potentially using different lenses and obviously colour and aesthetics. Directing, as cinematography and directing are 2 careers that I'm very wanting to pursue. These are my two main focuses. So working with actors is something I have previously researched, so we'll be using, and as again it's a romance, I want it to feel very natural and realistic. So linking with my script writing, I have worked in verbatim where I've recorded the actors sort of improvising and transcribed it, and so that's helped me with my script. And again, editing, as I've never really explored that area in depth, that's something I'm trying to focus a bit more on to have a better outcome with post-production. Looking at audiences, romances are very aimed at young adults, often aimed more towards women, but I'm not very really determining a gender for my audience, and around the ages of 18 to 30, but it's really just about getting the message of reflecting on communication and emotional vulnerability, so it's really anyone that fits in that category. And then also psychometrics, we have the explorer and the struggler, who could sort of fit in with the roles of the characters of discovering new things and a live for the day type of attitude. Sorry. So for my timeline, obviously I'm still in the pre-production stage. However, we'll start. That's meant to be May, but and then production. I've firmed some dates with the actors, so the 30th. And the 4th of May now, actually, and then the 6th of May just for reshoots if anything else needs to be done. And then post-production and editing will be done once I've got all the footage, until aiming for the 14th of May. And then the final week to complete evaluation and catch up on anything that I might have missed out. And then all ready for the deadline. Thank you so much for listening.